Hey guys, Ryan here. Welcome to the Wednesday Arm Wrestling News for October 30th. Now, there has been a few things going on that we didn't talk about because we didn't do an episode last week. Time just got away from me last week, and I apologize for that. I will try to keep the frequency of that happening to a minimum. Sponsor of this show, Israel Arm Wrestling Club, who I'm partnered up with, and I've seen some of their designs they're coming out with. It's pretty interesting stuff, and the arm wrestling tables they're going to be putting out are going to be equally interesting. The other thing is, rocking my Arm CROSSFIRE shirt, ReadyGo.ca, sponsor of our CROSSFIRE. But let's get into it. We've been talking a lot about this event that Jeff Frank's been putting on, coming up in August of 2020. Now, they're developing the Facebook page. That should be live tomorrow. Make sure you head over there and hit like on that page, and that's where all the updates will be posted. A couple of very exciting things that have happened over there is we've seen, I was offered a match. I ended up accepting a match with Paul Passmore. So he and I are going to pull best of 5 left-handed, and we're going to do that at that event. Looking forward to that. And on top of that, possibly even bigger and rivaling the scope of the main event, which of course is Ali and Justin, is the match that was announced between Gabriela Vasconcelos and Christine Flicka. Now, I've always talked extremely highly of Flicka, especially over on CROSSFIRE. I think she belongs in the World Arm Wrestling League. In fact, I was just in the middle of talking with Neil Pickup about her potentially being in the World Arm Wrestling League, and then this match was announced. So, obviously, Gabriella is going to be going into this as the heavy favorite, being one of the best female arm wrestlers on the planet. Flicka, possibly the most underrated female arm wrestler on the planet. If she even manages to make this, I don't want to be disrespectful. If she manages to make it an entertaining and slows that match down, which I think she can, it's going to be probably her golden ticket into the World Arm Wrestling League, and nobody will be able to say that they have not heard of Christine Flicka after that match. 2 weeks ago, guys, we had the Mansass Challenge here in Manitoba. Manitoba took it handily. Super match results are on the Manitoba Arm Wrestling Association Facebook page, as well as information on upcoming tournaments here in the province of Manitoba. I'm going to throw a quick plug in for Arm CROSSFIRE. We're trying to get those subs over 1,000. We're about 10 shy of 700 right now. We've had some of the best, most dynamic guests than any podcast in the arm wrestling world. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe here, but also head on over there and hit subscribe on the other channel. We appreciate you all, and we thank you for your support. Got to talk a little bit about the World Arm Wrestling Federation. So there's all this business from the World Arm Wrestling Federation where there's been the split. There's now the IFA and there's WAF. They have 2 separate world championships. At the moment, WAF is currently happening. So we have the youth, the juniors have gone already. No results I have seen from that yet. Some of the more interesting things for us North Americans, where we will have a much larger presence, is that the Masters left arm goes tomorrow. So it is about a 7-hour time difference between here and Romania. If I'm reading that correctly from my message with Cody Merritt, I'd have to double check that. But as I get the results in, I will take stock of those and hopefully be able to report them as they happen day to day, because it's a special event. And I'm curious to see, they have the numbers to support the World Arm Wrestling Championships. I want to see the quality. And once I see the quality, it will speak loudly on who is kind of winning that fight for the 2 worlds. But speaking of IFA and their worlds, they happen in December. So whatever happens at WAF will be long in the rearview mirror. But the worlds in December, the IFA worlds, happen in conjunction with the finals of the top 8, which is a reason to go over there by itself. And Zloty Tour is also very close to that tournament. So couple of things that have been happening is, and probably the biggest news in arm wrestling at the moment, is that they've been talking about a 95 kilo top 8 for next year. And it sounds like the top 4 guys from the Zloty Tour will be placed into that top 8. The other 4 guys placed into that top 8 tournament are going to be chosen. They're talking about Angrabayev and Babayev, who are both in the super heavyweight top 8 that have been selected to cut weight and get into that 95 kilo class. But the one guy they're talking about that we cannot ignore is the great John Brzenk, the greatest of all time. He has now been on Neil's podcast and announced that he does actually have intentions to come back to the sport of arm wrestling one more time. And not that he ever really left, but he's taken some time off, and he's done that in the past. And John at 95 kilos and trained up is an exciting prospect, and I can't wait to see it happen. That's it for this week, guys. I'm taking notes. We'll do another show next week.